I want everybody from this moment on to recognize me as the scholar of boxing.
That's it, Tim. The rope when he got hit there with the beautiful shot back and forward. That's the right. Damn, these guys are exposed to the right hand.
Most people don't know shit about boxing at all. Did you get what you was looking for?
Was Jaron Boots Ennis exposed? There's a reason I chose the theme for this fight, Ivan. If you can make a God King bleed, people will cease to believe in him, and there will be blood in the water, and the sharks will come. Ivan Vanko. The reason I chose that theme for this fight is because, yes, Boots was exposed to a certain degree. And one of the main things that it exposed to me is that he doesn't really know his identity. As you can see him here working on head movement, trying to attempt to be Mike Tyson. A style that took Mike Tyson years to perfect and master is going to take him a couple fights to master, and he's going to become Mike Tyson overnight. When Boots fought Sergey, arguably his best opponent to this date, he was intimidated. Look, right there, lunging in with shots, not even looking where the shots are going. Even when he's throwing his shots, he's not even looking at Boots' head. He was intimidated. He was throwing don't hit me punches. He was throwing punches where his feet was off the ground. He would just look at him winging punches, like not really setting his feet down, getting a good base, following through with his shots. He just, look, right there, he jumps in the air and throws a left hook, a wild left hook that doesn't even land, feet in the air, and Boots just deflects it at the last second with his elbow, and then he ducks right back down, eyes facing the ground, trying to use his peripheral vision, and then he throws another right hand to the body that's extended with no power on it, just for Boots to stay off of him. Right there, another left hook that he just threw a Boots to back Boots up, and then he tries to throw it right to the body. And if you look here, he tries his best attempt at a flop. Look, he comes in, he sees the punches coming, and then he just throws a punch and then flops. Like I said, he wasn't in here to win against Boots. He was in here to survive, but Boots didn't have any problem getting him out of here because he came forward. And knockouts can make you forget times like this, when Boots was hit with the right hand and hurt, and he had to go to the ropes with that hand hanging, as my boy Q would say, the Ryan Garcia arm hanging through the ropes. They forget times like this, where he steps up and throws the right hand and dazes momentarily when he actually fought him, when he actually planted his feet, looked at the target, and stepped up and just threw the right hand over the top of the jab. He dazed him. But this is why we forget those moments, because the last burning image is the last thing people will judge you by. And I always say it's like the MIB flash. The MIB flash, power is like the MIB flash in the sport of boxing. Meaning if you could be losing an entire fight, but if power shows up, like a Deontay Wilder, Mike Tyson, and you knock the guy out, they forget about all your flaws. But I can't unsee some shit I just seen. That's the difference between me and the casual fan. That eye flash thing doesn't work on me. Karen exposed the fact that Boots doesn't understand range at this latter part of his career. Right here, look, he gauges the range with his eyes, picks his feet up. Boots is already set, and he knows that the punches are going to fall short because he's moving while Boots is set. Listen to Boots try to not only implicate Mike Tyson's style, but try to do the gazelle leaping left hook. Listen to him.
Just know I've been watching a lot of Mike Tyson.
So not only did his leaping right hook not work and not land, but Karen actually rolled with it at the end, and as you can see here, had a big counterpunch opportunity. All he had to do was send that right hand straight down the middle and move his head off the center line. See, look, he just moved himself out of counterpunch position in a bad position where he couldn't counterpunch. But look, it spins Boots all the way around. All the way around. If he was a puncher, he could have landed some shots right here. Right here again, he's trying to land a gazelle hook from the orthodox position. But Karen has his guard low, baiting the shot, and just inching back. And the moment he sees him load up for that right hand, he just takes a big step back, and he's out of. Listen to Boots admit here that he didn't watch any tape on Karen.
And your opponent, Karen, have you been able to get any footage on him at all?
No, I didn't see anything, but my team, my brothers, have been watching them, and we got a game plan for it.
All right.
So going into this fight, he watched a lot of film on Mike Tyson, but didn't watch any of the film on his actual opponent, which makes perfect sense why he couldn't make the adjustment and why he couldn't understand that Karen's feet were superior. Look at Karen's footwork right here. He goes upstairs first, right? Get him defensive, get him to set his feet, right? Then he never stops moving his feet while he's punching. He's punching and moving his feet at the exact same time, and he gets an angle and pivots out every time he finishes his combination. And that was the difference in this fight. Like, a lot of people make this about Boots not being able to cut off the ring, but Karen prepared for this fight. If you guys watched the open workouts and you didn't only pay attention to Boots, you see him on the left-hand side doing the exact same thing that he did in the Boots fight. Right hand on the shoulder, pivoting, giving him angles, making him pick his feet up and lunge in, and then he's hitting him with body shots meanwhile, and then just attacking his weak side, attacking his blind side. He did exactly the same thing he did in the training that he did in the fight, and it carried over. It just wasn't just he was just running or he just survived, or it took preparation to do what he did against Boots, and he was able to make it happen. And he exposed some things. He exposed that Boots had slow footwork. A lot of people thought it was because Boots couldn't cut the ring off. It wasn't that. It was because he stayed outside of Boots' jab just like he prepared and just controlled the range. And Boots noticed the subtle things. Like right here, he pivots and pushes him. Right here, he pivots and gets the angle and then punches, and then pivots right after he punches. It's just little subtle things, like a little half. Because he stayed on the outside of Boots' jab, notice this, like Boots stretches wide to try to close the distance, but he's already a step ahead of him. So Boots has to close the distance, and he lands a right hand when he's closing the distance. This is what I mean by, and then he dodges his punch afterwards because, like I said, he controlled the range and he just did everything that he practiced before the fight, during the fight. And there was a lot of offense he left out there. If he would have landed a lot more shots, or if he had half decent power, this fight would have been interesting. This is why I said the quote that I said at the beginning. It was a pun intended, that Errol Spence calls himself the big fish. Perhaps there's blood in the water. But anyway, it's the Boxing Scholar, and I'm out.